Hello, welcome to another After Effects tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be using 2015, but you can use 2014 or the CS6. Actually, this project was created in After Effects CS6, and this is what we're going to be creating using the shapes that we upload to the site. Of course, if you don't want, you don't have to download, you have to create your own and create this projects animated. So this is what we're going to be creating, but before we start, I'm gonna show you. Actually, this is the first. Let me stop, and if we go to fit and see, if we got the animation coming from left to right, but here you see the problem is cutter. It's not coming from outside the composition, so we don't want that. So that's what I was wondering, how to fix that problem. And of course we're gonna see this, how to create. And also, if we take a look, you see the image, of course it's static in there, it's not coming with the arrow slice. So that's what I came out with this solution. So let me play this and see what the difference. And if you see, of course the pieces comes from the sides, and also the image, it's sliced in pieces and comes with the masks in this case. All right, so let me stop this. And also, after you watch this tutorial, you will be able to create the same made this animation. You see is dissolved, and also this one as well. You know, the pieces coming from the bottom, left, right, and top. And I made another. So as I said, it will be easy to create those projects. So I challenge you to create those projects using the shapes. As I said, you can download from my site, or you can create your own shapes. So let's start first with this. As I said, I already have this composition, 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, 10 seconds long. And first we need to create a new solid, and just make sure campsites, and then hit OK. The color doesn't matter. So let me change the color actually, because I don't like that color. And but you can have your own color, but in this case I'm gonna put this little bluish, and then hit OK. And then we need to go on Photoshop, open Photoshop. Let me just delete this. So here's the magic. You need to pick the custom shape tool. As I say, you can download, so you will have those shapes if you download from my site, but you can create your own. So I'm gonna use first this shape. So let me cancel this, holding on Shift Option, and just drag and see, and then hit the A as the path selection tool, and make sure to select all the path, and then Command C, or just go edit and copy. And then jump to After Effects and make sure the layer is selected, and then Command V to paste, you know, the small v, and there we have. And After Effects 2015, it's you know, depending on the masks you have, put in different colors. As you see, different colors. That's what I like from the latest version. And if we drop this little triangle and the masks, and then we have 7 masks. So for default, After Effects puts, you know, from the right to left, so it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. And so the middle, this shape will be the number 4. So, and here we're gonna start animating. If we hit the M twice, and you see the mask properties, so we have a mask path. In this project we're gonna work with mask path, but you have a mask feather and mask opacity and expansion. The way I create this animation, I use the mask expansion. You see, so you just drop this and see masks. Actually, you know, and open this and see the properties. I play with the opacity a little bit. That's what it seems like different color in here, because the opacity. So you can play around, but the way I create this is just playing with the you see, expansion. That's the way. And so let's go to my tutorial and start playing with. First, as I say, it starts from the right. First, we need to make sure when you open After Effects, it won't be click this little toggle mask, and make sure to be select. So if it is deselect, it will be different color. If you select, you see it becomes blue. And then we need to start working with those 3 layers. So first we need to go 1 second long, and then make sure to deselect the masks and select 1, holding on Command, select 1, 2, and 3, and then just add a keyframe in the mask path, and then go back to my 0 frames or 0 seconds, and then we need to free transform this Command T to free transform, you see, and then just hold it on Shift, you know, just pull to the left, you know, make sure it's out of the composition. And the same thing, we will go back to down, actually the first layers down the bottom. So we're gonna leave the 4, so I'm gonna pick the 5, will be 6, holding down command, and the 7. And the same thing, if we go 1 second long and add a keyframe, the mask path, and go back to 0 frames, and then we need to on free transform, command T, and just move to the right, hold it on shift, just make sure it's out of the composition, and then see what we have. Beautiful. And after we have this, we need to close this. Actually, you see only in one layer we get this nice animation. You save to be copying, pasting, or duplicating, kind of like, headache. That's what I came out with this, so make sure and easy for you guys. And then after we close the mask, we hit the U to see the keyframes, and then select, right click, and then go to keyframe assistant and go easy ease, or the shortcut F9, and then go to my graph editor, and you see this nice. So make sure to have in the edit value graphic to have this shape or this nice, and then just select, actually, select, and then just pull this a little bit to the left, and see if we go to my regular composition, and you will see the animation. You see, nice. Actually, just cut this shorter so we can see looping this. All right, beautiful. So after we have this, actually, let me just zoom in a little bit this, and then we're gonna start playing with actually, what happened in here is something wrong. This, I don't know why it cut itself in here. So just zoom out this, actually, for now, and go all the way to the end, and press shift and the right bracket key to extend the layer. I don't know what happened here. So anyway, so let's just play that again, and there we have. So once we have this, we need to start playing different times, the layers, I mean the mask. In this case, the masks, not the layers. So first we need to go 5 frames, so 0, 5, and then first this. Actually, let me just zoom in a little bit this, so to make sure what we do, and then go to 10 frames. Of course, make sure, don't confuse with seconds. And then, and the same thing, we need to go this here and put this and start at 10 frames. So if we go and play, and here we got this nice animation. After we got this, so let me close this again and hit the M, and then go to the 4 mask, of course, and we're gonna start, make sure when it starts ending the arrow animation, so we can start animating this. In this case, we don't gonna animate the path, we're gonna play with the expansion. So make sure to add a keyframe, and then go negative till we close all the shapes. Make sure to close all the shape once we have closed it, and then go to 15 frames more, so it will be 1 second plus 15 milliseconds will be 1 second 16, right? And then just hit on enter, and then go back to 0, and you will see. So let's see what we have. Nice. Then we need to make sure select, and then keyframe assistant, easy ease, and then go to graph editor, and the same thing, we need to put this in the speed, and then just select, and to make a nice animation, smooth. And if we play, you see, nice. Of course, it's I think it's too late to start in the middle shape, so just pull this and see what we have. Actually, I think that we're looking for. Great. Now, if you see, of course, just playing with the mask properties, you get this nice animation. So as I said, only one layer. You don't have to be duplicating the layers. It's in only one layer. And then the next step is just insert the image. So go back to my project panel and insert the image. And let me maybe scale down a little bit. You can use any image, of course, and play with the image if it's longer than camp, or actually, and see, maybe position a little bit, just this is just to show you the way to create. But you can customize your image, and once we have this, we need to make sure to have this toggle switch mode open, and then we need to put this in the alpha matte. So make sure the image layer selected and put the alpha matte, and there we have. If we play, and we got the effect, you see, the same that we show at the beginning, the same effect. The only thing that we have over here is the where I have. Okay, so the background, I already show you and the tutorial how to create the audio spectrum, how to create this kind of background. I use the same method, so make sure to check the tutorial, and you will have in here. So I'm not gonna use any or create any background here, and just go fast and see. Well, in here we can see the problem that was showing at the beginning, but if we go back to here, you see the cutter, the shape cutter inside the composition. It's not coming from outside the way we're looking for, like those that I was showing you. So you see, so the way to create this, I was searching, and I found a nice option, and I fixed that, to create that nice pieces slice coming with image, so you won't have this image kind of like static in there. So you see just the mask is animated, but the image seems like a static in there. All right, so that's what I came up with this. So the first thing we need to do in here is pull the image. Before we start doing anything else, just pull the image inside the timeline and scale down, a little bit. Actually, it's a little bigger. Let me just go and put fit comp and just play with. So maybe the position as well. So as I say, you can, it's just for this purpose, creating this nice animation using the mask. That's what I'm using, any image and size. But you can play after you ready to create a project. You can play with the image, customize your own image. And there we have. And after we have this, the image inside the timeline, we need to go layer and Precompose. So you just right click, that's another option. You have the shortcut as well. And make sure to move all attributes into the new composition, and then we're gonna just call image slice maybe, and then hit OK. Once we have this in pre-composition, and then after we have this, I create this script for After Effects work in CS6 2014 and the latest that we're using. So the way to install the when you download, of course, will be in my site, and the link will be down below in the description. So the way to install, you need to download it and go application, depending the version that you have. I have 2015 and 14. So go After Effects folder and then a script. So you can create your own folder to keep organize your scripts, or you can just drag and drop in the default folder. That's the way to install. So the way to insert in After Effects is make sure the layer selected. Actually, you know what? Before I'm doing this wrong. So before to do that, I'm sorry to say that, we need to go to Photoshop again and just delete this path and choose another shape. So let me just pick this shape, the same that we have in the preview. So I'm holding down Shift option and just drag the size you like, and hit the A as I said, and just select the path. Make sure all the paths selected, Command C to copy, jump into After Effects, and make sure the layer selected and just paste it. Command B, small b to paste, and you see. So as I said before, you see for default After Effects is not check the toggle mask or shape path visible. So make sure to check this and you will be able to see the masks. You see? So in here we got one layer, as I said, but we got more than 8 masks. So how can animate? Because if we try to animate the same we did in here, we will end up with the same project. So that's why we create a script to work in After Effects. So make sure it's selected and break this mask into layer. When you download the script, just go File and then Script, Run Script, and then the window will pop up, and then just look it up for your folder 2015 and the scripts, and then go to Nera Studio. I have for when you download the project, and the script will be just this, not those two. So I will show you later on in other tutorials. So I will be, of course, uploading to my site, so you can download for this project. You will be able to download only this. So just make sure to pick the mask, what it says, mask to layers converter, and then hit OK, and you see it converts all the masks into layers, and also leaves the original layer down here, so you can keep that or just delete. I'm gonna delete. Now we have in pieces broken, you see. And so the next step is to start animating the same we did, and just make sure to, this is the first at the right. For default After Effects, start from the right to left, from top to bottom, of course. So the first we need to go, the same thing, go 1 second long, and then select all the layers, and hit the P position and add a keyframe, and go back to my first frame. And I think now we need to deselect the layers, so make sure to deselect, and we're gonna pick the 4 on the top, the first 4 layers on top, and hold it down command, select 1, 2, and 4. We're gonna animate those 4 from the left to right. Make sure select it, as I said, and just hold down shift and just move to the left, make sure it's out of the composition, and deselect, and then go to number 5 to 8. So hold down shift to select all, and the same thing, we need to move this to the right, so it comes from the right to left. There you go. If we play, you see the animation, we got nice animated, of course, and also the image sliced with the masks. Now we need to, let me close all this. Actually, no, let me select all of them, and let me just close it. Okay, and just make sure to select and hit U to see the keyframes, and then select all the keyframes. Right click or F9 is the shortcut to keyframe assistant, then easy ease. And then make sure to select and go the graph editor, and here we might need to put what it says edit speed, because when you select more than one layer or more than 5 keyframes, it's a little bit complicated to play with the graphic and the graph editor. So make sure to have a speed graph, and you will have this nice, so it's much easier to play. So make sure to select, and you see this kind of like paths, and just move to the left a little bit, and you will see a nice and smooth animation. So after we made this, we just play and see, of course, it's looking good. And the next step is we need to start first this, then second, third, and fourth, so on. And so the way I made that is just make sure the same procedure that we made in the first project is go 5 frames, make sure 5 frames, not seconds. And let me just zoom in a little bit this, and then just move the second layer from the top 5 frames, and then go 10 frames. The same thing, I've been using this a lot in Premiere and After Effects, so you already know the way I work. And just go and move this, and also the same thing, we need to go 15 frames, and then move this to here. So the next dose will be this. First will be in here, which is 15 frames, and this will be in the 10 frames, of course, 10 frames, and this will be in the 5, as I said, so it will be 5. After we have this, let me play and see. Actually, let me just zoom out a little bit and see what we have. Of course, nice, right? So you see the cool animation of the image sliced with the masks, of course, and also the mask we convert into layer. And so, as I said, it's fast instead of copying, pasting, or duplicating. And you will have, so the way to put something inside the image, or in case you would like to change the image, that's what the first I told you, I suggest you to pre-compose the image. So now if we go to my composition, we'll have the image, what we did call was image slider, I guess. Yeah, this is that we call image slider. So in here we can just place the image, replace the image, or just create a shape like we have in here, you know, this kind of like text, and also this kind of like pink banner. Of course, the way I made that is make sure to pick the shape tool, the rectangle, of course, and just drag kind of like, you know, and to have the same that we have in the main, and make sure to change, you know, for ladies that kind of like pink, a nice color, or I don't know, kind of like purple. It's up to you, you know, choosing the color. And then actually, you know what, and just put this a little bigger, and then close this, and then we need to create a text. Maybe let me just put this a little bit smaller, and also this here a little. All right, and let me just change the color because I'm not liking the color actually. Yeah, so let me just change to this color. And then we need to add a text, as I said. So pick the text tool, or the shortcut is a T, and let's call, you know, New York maybe 2015, just to test the animation. I'll make sure to have a little bit bigger than this actually, you know, so it's a little bigger than, and just put this New York inside the purple, and the 2015 outside, of course. And just put a little bit more, you know, you can align as you want. So, and just see, if we go back to my tooth and see, actually you have this, actually you see, but well, this is a little bit bigger, and also it's a little bit down, but as I say, you can customize that with the image. And also, so let me just go back and align this a little bit. Actually, you know what, let me go to scale. Actually, you know, it's much easier. Scale a little bit. All right, then move down a little bit down. So actually, you know what, let me just leave in there, but you already know I'm just trying to make this a little faster. So then just go and see 150 the text, and just put this inside. Actually a little bit bigger, 100 maybe. And there we have, actually, just to show you, you know, the way to create that kind of nice effect, you see. And you can start, you know, just rendering, and you will have this. That's the way I create that a nice tooth over here. Actually, you know what is it, and here, this is the way I create that. So you already know I put the, you know, this kind of like pink, and also the white background for white banner, and the text, of course, I put the host by Native Studio, I changed to black, and the other one, the fashion 2015, was in white color. And so that you can create the same thing. You see, it's easy to create those projects using these shapes. I mean, the custom shapes from Photoshop. As I said, if you want, you can create your own shape, of course, and then start playing and doing the same, and see how easy and fast you can create those animations. Of course, we'll be working with the shapes. This is just with the mask, with the solid layer. But in the next week, we will be creating another project, and of course using the same custom shapes from Photoshop and converting into After Effects shapes. And you will see the way we can make easy and fast projects in After Effects. Of course, as I say, you can use CS6 and 2014 or 2015. So I think you know this nice. That's the way I create. Actually, you know, let me just create a nice background to just make sure to have the same, actually, you know, the same that we have in there. Make sure to go effects. Actually, you know, let me look it up for ramp maybe on the generate, and just drag and drop into the and let me see, actually go radial, and just pull this down to the middle and go to white. And this, we need to go a little bit bluish maybe, and there we have, actually, you know what, and just make sure to pull this a little bit out and see. Then we go 100% and just render and see what we have. You see, also another option, you can just you know, pre-compose all these layers and add a stroke to have, or add a drop shadow or inner shadow, and this so you can create a nice project and hope you guys like it. As I said, just make sure to check the tutorial, and so we solve the problem that I show you, just using running the script. So you can download my site, of course, and make sure to leave a comment, like, dislike, whatever you want, anything is welcome. And make sure to like the Facebook page and Twitter, just to keep on tune, for the upcoming tutorials. We'll be posting every week one tutorial: After Effects, Photoshop, or Premiere, or of course Illustrator. And also we'll be uploading a lot of projects to download for free as always. Okay, so hope you guys like it. See you next time.